Isang mapayapang hapon, Pilipinas. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja Elizalde, na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa DZRH Radio at sa mga nanonood sa DZRH TV, lalo na sa ating mga kasamahang alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Sa hapong ito, makakasama natin ang isang matagumpay na Filipino musical artist na nagsisilbi ring bilang isang mahusay na ehemplo para sa mga nakababatang alagad ng sining. As an internationally renowned concert cellist, he has graced some of the most prestigious stages in the world. But more than that, he is also someone who believes in giving back to the musical community that shaped him. Samahan ninyo kaming alamin kung paano niya pinagsasama ang kanyang tagumpay sa entablado at ang kanyang misyon na tulungan ang bagong henerasyon ng mga musikero na abutin din ang kanilang mga pangarap. Kaya't huwag kayong aalis. Sa hapong ito, kalahating oras ng masaya at makabuluhang kwentuhan ang naghihintay sa lahat, kasama ang premyadong concert cellist, conductor, at Pangulo ng National Music Competitions for Young Artists Foundation na si Dr. Renato B. Lucas. Magbabalik ang Art to Art pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art to Art. Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Art to Art.
Nandito pa rin tayo sa Art to Art at kasama natin sa hapong ito ang premyadong concert cellist, conductor, and NAMCYA President, Dr. Renato Lucas. Magandang hapon, Renato.
Magandang
welcome.
Magandang hapon, Mademoiselle Lisa.
Welcome to Art, and I didn't realize it's your first time in our program.
Yeah.
Ay, wow! So, dahil first time mo bumisita dito sa Art to Art, magbalik tanaw muna tayo. We're going to go back to the beginning. Paano ka nagsimula sa paglalakbay sa mundo ng musika?
Bigyan mo muna ako ng pagkakataon magpasalamat sa iyong imbitasyon dito.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Kasi malaking bagay ang mga palatuntunan na ganito.
Mm-hmm.
Sa kasalukuyan, in the age of AI, in the age of social media platforms, communication have been transformed. One communication expert told me that radio is the most widely,
Yes.
now that we are in the information technology and all the social media platform, the radio has transformed to internet.
Yes.
And from
Yes.
internet, it has been kinalat na siya sa YouTube and all the Facebook and all the
Yes, ang
media
ating programa
platform.
is on YouTube, it's on
Yeah.
Facebook.
So, I find this endeavor quite significant, very significant. Kaya lang tinakot mo ako sa iyong
introduction.
sa introduction, no.
Sino naman ang hindi nakakakilala sa inyo, Dr. Lucas? Pero
Renato, please call
okay,
me Renato.
so Renato.
Lisa.
So Renato, so let's go back. So how did you first get interested into the world of music, and especially specializing in cello?
Well, as in any life, we are not really aware when. Yeah, it's just that when we are. I always wanted to be a visual artist.
Visual artist.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vincent van Gogh was my idol. Yeah,
Okay.
Until I started chipping rocks and be a sculptor and failed miserably. Yeah, in my elementary days, I tried painting. Failed miserably because my parents does not provide that much materials for us to use. You know,
Okay. All right.
I think you and I belong to the same generation. Yeah, the importance of the humanities is. So it's. I'm not blaming my parents until my mom just told me to come along and go to Nayong Pilipino. Because there was a program there for young musicians. It's called Pasaknungan of Professor Vicente Sales. He's a violinist who works for GSIS. During that time, Professor Vicente Sales, he established this program. I think if you're familiar with the Suzuki program,
Yes.
it's something that it must have antedated Suzuki, or he must have read. It was held. It's always held in Nayong Pilipino.
Yung Suzuki program, it's a method of training
Young musicians.
no?
Well, in music education, it's called sound before symbols. It's like dancing. You start moving without the choreography.
Without the name, learning the names
without
of the
the
steps
instructions
and all. Okay, all right.
So my father also played the violin, but just for the first position sort of playing. I think that their generation, they do not have YouTube, they do not have TV. It's a form of entertaining relatives.
Okay.
So I was exposed. My mother told me that my mother is from Pangasinan, that they used to manage an orchestra. An orchestra in the provinces is any combination of instruments. What distinguishes it from a banda is that orchestra usually have violins.
I see. Okay.
So I suppose that was the we were
So
just tagged along. We were just
nag-umpisa kayo playing the violin, learning to play the
cello.
violin. The cello kaagad.
But my sister taught me piano when I was something like grade 6 or something, which you know the John Thompson book for piano.
Yes. Nag-piano lessons din ako nung bata ako.
It was magic. It was pure magic when you start playing the piano. Maganda. So reading the annotations of the piece, you learn about Mozart and Bach and their that book has so if you are a young child, it's quite fascinating. So I suppose all of this, it must be a process of osmosis.
I see. Okay. So after your first lessons as a child, you had other remarkable mentors, no?
Wait.
Oh, okay.
I think the eureka moment.
Yes.
There was a eureka moment.
So there was a eureka moment for you.
It was Bolshoi who came here.
The Bolshoi Ballet?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And you listened to the orchestra?
They had a performance in Meralco Theater.
That was
because
with
my
Raisa
mother
Struchkova.
is a kababayan of the personal bodyguard of President Marcos. His name is Colonel Aruiza.
Okay.
And this kababayan gives tickets to my mother.
Okay.
During that time. And my mother tagged me along. And I heard Swan Lake. Live orchestra. I mean, these are the stories that are usual eureka moment with Professor Valencia.
How old were you at that time?
It must be 1970. I must be like 11?
11.
Or 11.
Oh, okay.
It was eureka. I mean, you
Yes.
got lost. You
Yes.
get lost in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So after watching Swan Lake and listening to the orchestra,
Yeah.
you told your parents that you wanted to become
No,
a
my
musician?
mother forced
or-
me to take up
Oh,
the
you're
cello.
okay. Napilitan kayo.
Just my mother asked me when we went to Nayong Pilipino, choose an instrument.
And you chose the cello.
I chose the cello. It's big. It's huge.
Okay.
It looks cool.
I see.
Laki niya eh. I mean,
And with
ordinaryong gitara, ordinaryong piano.
so it was a love story with the cello from the very beginning.
It's very visual.
Okay.
It's very visual. Yeah. And I vividly remember my parents watching. I was not playing the cello. There was You know, during our younger days, there were only 1, 2, 3 channels on television. There was Pablo Casals. Pablo Casals is the legendary Catalan cellist. Yeah, who was playing on television. I vividly remember that in my subconscious. Yeah. So all of this, nagsama-sama na siya.
Alright.
Itong mga kwentong ito.
Okay. O sige, fast forward tayo to present day. You are now Pangulo ng National Music Competitions for Young Artists Foundation. Or it's, of course...
Pambansang patimpalak
yes.
sa musika.
Mas kilala
para sa
siyang
kabataan.
NAMCYA. Yeah, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary in
We
which
started
celebrated
last
its
year.
50th anniversary in 2023.
Yes.
So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy 50th. So, before you were president of NAMCYA, you also were a prize winner of NAMCYA in 1978.
Yes.
So, how did NAMCYA jumpstart your career as a professional musician?
I have no idea.
Really?
Well,
So, nanalo kayo sa NAMCYA?
Yeah, when I joined NAMCYA, my teacher,
Who was your teacher at that time?
Herminia Atienza Ilano,
Okay.
yeah, must have heard of NAMCYA. And, you know, as a teacher, join the competition. It was horrible. I didn't like competitions at all. I didn't enjoy the competition. Honestly speaking, I was...
Well, it's very controversial. You know, ang dami-daming ballet
not
competitions
everyone
din
is
ngayon.
for competitions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I suppose they told me, I remember, tandang-tanda ko, isang musikero. Remember, ngayon nanalo ka na ng NAMCYA. Wala nang, parang to the effect na wala nang atrasan. Yeah. So I suppose that if you win NAMCYA, winning does not only entail winning the first, second, third. Yeah. You are nadidiscovery ka siguro.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Tsaka
pag
may exposure ka talaga.
Pag nadiscovery ka, you know, people asking for you to play here and there. Yeah, so I suppose that was the process of launching a career. You scared me about the word matagumpay.
Bakit?
Because I think we should not rest on laurels as performers. Yeah.
Okay, of course.
But I'm
of
glad
course.
that you
Yeah.
told you there is a caveat that we balik. May ang tawag ko doon sukli. So suklian mo yung mga pagkakataong biniyaya sa iyo. Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking about NAMCYA and musical competitions in general, you said you're not for competitions.
Well, it's not a categorical statement.
As a musician, you were not really
That's a
for...
personal statement.
Personally.
Yeah.
Yes. Pero in the landscape of musical competitions, current musical competitions now, especially also NAMCYA, meron bang mga pagbabago since the competition began as NAMCYA? And, you know, how does that affect the overall musical
I think ang pinakamalaking
scene now?
pagbabago is the social media. Yeah, because nung nagsimula ang NAMCYA 50 years ago, NAMCYA is just published in newspapers and the music circle is very small.
Yes.
Yeah, magkakakilala kami lahat. Maniwala ka. Nag-aaway-away yung mga teacher pagka hindi na nanalo yung mga estudyante nila.
Yes.
Nag-aaway-away ang inaaway ng mga teacher ang mga judges dahil dinaya raw sila. I mean, in any competition, there's always politics involved. Yeah. My statement earlier, yung sinabi ko kanina na naniniwala ako sa kompetisyon. Pero ang kompetisyon ay hindi para sa lahat.
Totoo.
Yeah, ang kompetisyon. It will make or break you. But so far, in my experience with NAMCYA and following all the NAMCYA participants, winners, non-winners, both alike, I have not heard a story that they were broken.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe they were broken as the musician, but it was for the benefit. Ang nakinabang ang ibang profesyon. Yeah, pero pag nakinabang ang ibang profesyon, makikinabang din ang profesyon ng ang mundo ng musika.
Yeah. So what is your overall vision now for the organization and the competition that is NAMCYA?
Yeah, na makilala pa ang NAMCYA sa labas ng mundo ng musika. Yeah, as a president of NAMCYA, bilang pangulo ng NAMCYA, nahihirapan kami kumuha ng suporta sa may mga kakayahang sumuporta sa NAMCYA. Katulad ng donasyon sa salapi, donasyon sa venues, donasyon sa pagkain, donasyon sa lahat ng klaseng donasyon. Alam mo naman sa mundo ng sining, kailangan natin ang tinatawag natin na sponsors, benefactors, ang tawag doon, philanthropies, na magsusuporta, hindi lang sa pera, ang mas importante ay yung suportang moral. Yeah. Yung walang inaasahang balik. Bihira kasi yun, yung merong inaasahang balik. O, susuportahan nyo kami. Pero kailangan tumugtog yung mga batang musikore nyo sa amin ng libre. Yun ang pinakamahirap na challenge
Actually,
ko.
yun ang talagang pinakamahirap. Kasi parang hanggang ngayon, since matagal na, marami talagang mga humihingi ng libre at hindi pa rin talaga naniniwala na ang pagiging isang profesional na artist, musician, dancer, actor, ano pa rin siya, parang hindi pa rin gaano ka-accepted na ito ay isang profesyon.
Sa mundo ng akademiko, nakapagbuo ako ng isang teorya, isang sociological and cultural theory sa ating kultura na utang na loob ng isang tumutugtog o nagsasayaw na pinakinggan kita o pinanood kita. And I think because presentations culturally in Philippine society are free.
That's true. Oo. At saka mahilig din sa mga complimentary ticket. Okay. Alright, before we go into that, marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan kasama ang NAMCYA President and prize-winning cellist na si Renato Lucas. Dito pa rin sa Art to Art, magbabalik po kami pagkatapos na ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art to Art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto, update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art to Art Calendar.
Narito ang ating arts calendar. Sa panitikan, isasagawa ng Unyon ng mga manunulat sa Pilipinas o UMPIL ang kanilang 50th National Writers Congress sa April 27, ika-9 ng umaga hanggang ika-5 ng hapon sa Jimenez Gallery ng University of the Philippines sa Diliman, Quezon City. May temang ang manunulat bilang aktivista ng kapayapaan, ito ay bahagi ng pagdiriwang ng National Literature Month. Ipapamahagi rin sa naturang pagkakataon ang 2024 Gawad Pambansang Alagad ni Balagtas Lifetime Achievement Award para sa mga manunulat na Filipino, ang 2024 Gawad Paz Marquez Benitez Lifetime Achievement Award para sa mga guro ng panitikang Filipino at ang 2024 Gawad Pedro Bucaneg para sa Literary Cultural Group na may mahalagang kontribusyon sa pagpapalaganap ng panitikan at kulturang Filipino. Sa teatro, itatanghal ang Ibon ng Lawa, isang recital ng tanghalang Filipino Actors Company sa patnubay ni Dennis Marasigan sa April 27 at 28, ika-8 ng gabi at April 28, ika-3 ng hapon sa tanghalang Ignacio Jimenez ng Cultural Center of the Philippines sa CCP Complex, Pasay City. Ang Ibon ng Lawa ay salin sa Filipino ni Jovi Miroy ng Dulang Sigal ni Anton Chekhov na may suporta mula sa Center Stage, isang initiative ng Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs ng U.S. Department of State. Ang tiket para sa dula ay nagkakaroon nagkakahalaga ng 300 pesos. Samantala, inihahandog naman ng Barefoot Theater Collective ang Bar Boys, a new musical mula May 3 hanggang 19 sa Black Box Theater ng Power Max Center Spotlight sa Ayala Circuit, Makati, Makati City. Batay sa law school film ni Kip Oybanda na Bar Boys, ang musical adaptation ay likha ni na Pat Valera at Mike Salomon. Tampok sina Alex Diaz bilang Chris, Benedict Ramos bilang Eric, Jerome Canlas bilang Toran at Omar Udin bilang Josh. Sa isang kwento ng pagkakaibigan habang tinutupad nila ang kanilang pangarap na maging mga ganap na abogado. Gumaganap naman si Sheila Francisco bilang Justice Hernandez na kanilang propesor. Maaring bumili ng ticket mula sa Ticket to Me.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Art to Art.
Nandito pa rin tayo sa Art to Art at kasama pa rin natin ang premiadong concert cellist at ngayon ay NAMCYA President na si Dr. Renato Lucas. So, after that commercial break, we started this segment with an excerpt from your 60th birthday concert 2 years ago. Ang edad? Okay. In particular, the portion where you played Gaano Kadalas Ang Minsan. And you also recorded this same piece in a collaboration album with Dr. Raul Sunico.
That's true.
At nanalo ito ng Best Instrumental Recording sa Awit Awards in 2006. So, can you tell us more about the project with Dr. Sunico?
Yes. The title of the album is Romanza. The selections in that album was my undergraduate paper
Okay.
for musicology. Yeah, so part of my research was I dig into at the UP library for works of Filipino composers. So I got a couple of songs original for the cello, and I transcribe this for this album. Romanza was the title of a piece by Nicanor Abelardo. Antonio Molina also composed Preludio y Romanza. Colonel Antonino Buenaventura also wrote Romanza. So that was the favorite title. And then I also grew up as a sessionista. A sessionista is a session musician for recordings.
Okay.
Yeah, in my college days, after even my the later part of my high school years, I was when after I graduated from high school, sessionista, they get you as a recording musician, as a part of the instrumental part of the. So I grew up with people like George Canseco, Hernani Cuenco. I mean in the flesh.
Wow.
George Canseco has Amado Trevino. He's not much known, but he's the one whom George Canseco dictates his tune. And George Canseco is a makata. He's a poet. Isa siyang makata. He's the lyricist of all. Willie Cruz also. Ryan Cayabyab in his younger days too. Yeah. Incidentally, nag-cello lesson pala si Ryan.
Talaga?
Oh, when I was teaching at UP as a student teacher.
Wow. Okay.
So, footnote yun. Ginawan ako ni Ryan ng a Basil Valdez song arrangement of Salamin ng Buhay for cello,
For
basil, and orchestra.
Nice.
Yeah, so sabi ko sa iyo, mayabang ako.
So, all of these collaborations, how would you navigate all through the different musical styles and genres? Can you share with us your most memorable collaborations with all of these different artists?
Well, it's not much the collaboration. It's the personal side of all these people who I have seen. I was a young man then. I've seen Dolphy. Dolphy with I forgot. Sorry, Senior Moments, who's the musical director of Dolphy. How they were, because how I knew Dolphy was Dolphy in the screen. Yeah, but Dolphy he was very serious. Believe me. Yeah, and there were stories of Mang Levi. Mang Levi Celerio. Mang Levi Celerio was a very, very good friend of my father. He's a bohemian. Pag wala na siyang pera, pupunta siya sa bahay namin, magtitinda ng lumang strings. Incidentally, he has a pamphlet, Baligtaran, si Levi Celerio. No, I remember him telling story na yung Fefito Fofongay ni Dolphy. He claims that it's his.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like Willie Cruz. But it was very unprofessional. I have to tell you, compared to the recordings today, because the recording situation during that time is mano-mano.
Palabra de honor.
Well, if there's such a thing. We were talking about earlier about professionalism.
Yeah.
You know, when I was traveling for the taping today, it was 11 o'clock. I know that for taping, you have to warm up your... Yeah. You have to warm up the people.
And I heard that you also had a collaboration with Direct Marilu Diaz-Abaya and Myra Beltran,
Yeah.
choreographer and dancer, modern contemporary artist. No?
Marilu
Myra
Diaz-Abaya collaboration is very memorable to me. It was personally memorable. It must be around 26 years ago when Marilu Diaz-Abaya did the film Rizal. And my wife was very pregnant. Not really very pregnant. I think 6.5 weeks old pregnant. And during the day of the taping, the recording, I have to bring my wife to the hospital.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Premature. 40 weeks is and it's 26.5 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's a very, very premature baby. So I have to record with Nonong Buencamino, my contemporary. So my son's name is Jose Gabriel Lucas. So I have to record. While recording, it was great because I suppose there was while recording behind my subconscious is a worry, the pain, I was not there actually during the recording. My spirit is with my the life-threatening. So Marilu Diaz Abayal and I later became friends. Nonong Buencamino was my a friend since time immemorial in my younger days, etc., etc.
And you also had a collaboration with Myra Beltran?
Yeah, Myra, because Myra, I knew Myra because of Coke Bolipata. I only knew of Myra in my younger days as a member of the CCP Philharmonic then, the defunct, which became Philippine Philharmonic. Yeah. So, collaboration with Myra in the experimental dance somewhere in Malate, with the presentations in Zambales. She eventually became my kumare. Yeah, and so with Coke and Coke Polipata.
Yeah.
Malit lang naman ang mundo
Maliit
natin.
nga ang mundo.
Diba?
Okay, well, speaking about mundo, ngayon, there's, this very controversial AI-generated music, online streaming platforms. What do you think are the opportunities and challenges facing our classical musicians today, reaching new audiences while at the same time trying to preserve the integrity of traditional music?
Well, I think AI is a double-edged sword. Yeah, so to speak. Yeah, from the Hollywood strike, we have learned what the issues are. Yeah, but the opportunities are endless. Yeah, I pardon my expression. In our days, you have to watch it live. Yeah, last night I was cramming to send materials for this show, and I was a bit sad because during those days there were no cell phones to document our performances. Documenting during that time is expensive. You have to hire a cameraman. You have to have a nice camera. How many millimeter film.
Yes.
So with AI, I teach music history. So I have an idea. I think at the moment, the dangers of AI is a big question mark for music. We know that you could just record part of my playing and then use that clip to use the quality of my playing. It's called ethics. Yeah, mabuti pa na hiniram nang walang paalam. AI is wonderful kung may paalam at kung nakikinabang lahat. Nakikinabang lahat kasi lahat naman tayo sa mundo, lahat tayo merong pinagtatrabahuhan. Yeah. Ang ano kasi sa mundo ng sining, madalas lagi tayong nasa alapaap. Yeah. Madalas lagi tayong nasa alapaap sa pagkakatha. We are always concerned about the end of our creations.
All right. So,
But what do we do after?
So after we
The
bring
output.
ourselves down to the ground,
Yes.
ano ang pangarap ninyo para sa mga musical artists ngayon? Sa mga susunod na henerasyon din ng mga musical artists sa Pilipinas?
I was watching the film about Spotify in Netflix. How Netflix started. Yeah, it started I think it started to combat piracy. No, ang pangarap ko is that patas na
Fair.
pakikinabang sa lahat ng produkto. Ang tawag natin yung produkto. Pag sumayaw ka, walang lamangan. I remember the story of my travels going to Zambales to Coke. We had musician friends from abroad. There was a question. Bakit maraming mahirap sa Pilipinas? It struck me because there is a macro answer to that and there is a micro answer. Sabi ko, sinagot ko na lang siya because marami kasing swapang din sa Pilipinas. Na who was I teach history. Yeah, I taught Philippine history, Philippine government and constitution, Rizal course. This is the result of poverty. I remember Gandhi saying, yeah, the earth has enough resources for everyone. So it's the same for our industry. I think 20 years ago, pinag-uusapan na ang creative industries.
Yes. Meron ng creative industry
Ngayon
law.
na lang,
Yes, oo.
kasabay ng NAMCYA kasi nung pinag-uusapan
Finally nga,
yun.
meron na po.
Oo.
Finally, meron na.
Oo, pero simula pa lang yun.
Yes,
ng,
yes. Oo.
Simula pa lang yun. No,
So, may pag-asa. May pag-asa.
yeah. Pero sana manatili. Yun ang dapat nating gawin. Hindi lang siyang manatiling pag-asa. Yeah. Like when I was teaching Rizal course, one of the famous quote of, I think it was Renato Constantino, we must make Rizal obsolete. Ang ibig sabihin nun, lahat ng mga pangarap ni Rizal, dapat unti-unti nating tuparin. So, bilang gusto ko yung terminology ng introduction mo, alagad ng sining.
Okay. So
Nakakatawa.
bilang alagad ng sining, bago yung programa natin maging controversial.
Mga highfalutin na...
Dr. Lucas, maraming salamat sa pagbisita ninyo dito sa amin sa hapong ito. We need to wrap up. So muling pagbati sa golden anniversary ng NAMCYA, and we wish you, of course, more success and of course fair and just treatment, not just sa musical world, sa world po ng sining. Sana po ay maging mayaman po ang lahat ng mga artistang Pilipino. Okay?
Mayaman sa lahat
Mayaman
ng bagay.
sa lahat ng bagay. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan ninyo kami ulit dito sa Art to Art, kung saan ang usapang sining at kultura ay para sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja Elizalde, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.